Yeah, welcome back. And as we said, we are talking about Safari Rally because Flash Tundo, navigated by Tim Jessop in a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 10, won the sixth edition of the Safari Rally in Kedong, Naivasha, to equal Shekhar Mehta's record of 5 wins. Shekhar Mehta, as you know, was one of the greatest Safari Rally drivers who won the event in 1973, 79, 1980, 1981, and 1982 during the World Rally Championship days, while Tundo won it in 2004, 2009, 2011, and 12, and now 2018, after the event had been relegated to the African Rally Championship status. Incredibly, Tundo has achieved all the 5 wins with Jessop in his navigator's seat. Tundo clocked 1 hour 55 minutes to beat Baldev Singh Chaga of Cabra's Sugar Racing to second as 3-time Ugandan champion. Jas Mangad sealed the podium dash. Chaga and Mangad moved up on the leaderboard after Onka Rai and Gareth Dow in a Skoda Fabia R5 were involved in an accident while they were placed second. The part of the action.
In context with the rally sport, and a great place for us to be back. It's a fantastic opportunity to see the rally sport in the country and to work on such an exciting project with the target to bring also the World Rally Championship back to Kenya. It is very challenging to find the right countries where you find both rally tradition, interest in our sport, big car markets ideally, but also in a possible way to get there from logistics, to organize it under all the safety aspects. It is not an easy sport to organize, and we need a lot of experts working on that.
The weather was threatening, and we're hoping that the skies will not open as much as they did 2 days ago, so that the roads are passable. The drivers have prepared well. I think they are ready. As you've seen, we have some of the most modern rally cars in Africa, and I can state that in Africa, Kenya is the highest ranked in terms of national rally championship.
Well, that was Phineas Kimathi, the CEO Safari Rally WRC project, who are coordinating the efforts to bring back that status. And speaking earlier, that was also Oliver Setzler, the WRC promoter, who was also in Nairobi, and we'll be looking at part of that action. But remember, I told you that in studio I've brought to you Eric Bengi and Tuta Mionki, the co-driver to Bengi. Karibu sana to our studios. Remember, they were placed 5th. Creditable. It was a very difficult rally, but they will have to share with us their experiences. I don't know, the levels of adrenaline in your body, has it come down so far?
We are okay, we've toned down. We had a good rest yesterday evening, but yes, it was a very long safari and very treacherous. Many cars got out, but we were lucky we came out unscathed.
How do you just cool down, after such hair-raising moments, Tuta?
It takes a few minutes. But I think after, 6 years now, I've gotten used to it. It was an very exciting rally. I think the performance is yet to sink in. I'm still enjoying the moments in my head.
I'm sure so many other viewers out there are looking at it saying, wow, that was a lady driver, co-driver. And how did it, feel like, getting inside that cabin and showing him the direction?
I feel that having rallied with him, this is our 3rd season together now. I've just started the 3rd season. When you have a comfortable driver who has the skill to handle the car, your work is to just go through the pace notes and enjoy the ride as much as you can. And his car control, car handling is way up there. So I definitely had a good weekend.
That was really a very good review of you, that car handling skills. How did you get to train yourself to do that?
Well, thank you. She's given me a lot of compliments. She's also not telling you that she's a very good navigator. She's very composed. Even when a mishap is about to happen, she doesn't get scared. And that also gives you the confidence that the person you're driving with is confident with what you are doing. Now, we got into motorsports, I think, we started together in off-road racing, which we call rally raid. And we started that, I think, in 2011.
2011?
Yes. And we did 2 seasons together until we decided that car was too slow for us. And by the time I was getting to the Kenya National Rally Championship, she was already navigating somebody else. We had actually loaned her to that somebody else. Then I did 2014 season with somebody else and started 2015. And then she joined in back in 2015 from the second event. And thereafter, we have actually been together, and it has been very consistent. She's very good. I must really commend her.
Yeah. Starting out 2011 up to now, that is about less than 8 years or 7 years or so. And for rallying, you know, that's a short time. But then you finished 5th yesterday. That must be something, you know, to write home about.
Well, yes, it is. We had a fantastic, fantastic event. We have also been training a lot. As I've mentioned, we started in 2011. It has been a long journey. It's not easy, but you must keep focused. And when we came out of Rally Raid to the Kenya National Rally Championship, driving a smaller car, 2-wheel drive car, it is a totally different feel. But we decided to start with baby steps. And we decided to start at that low level so that we learn how to drive. And I can tell you over time, yes, we have been learning and we are still learning. The learning curve is still long.
Yeah, because I've seen you started out with the Toyota Runx.
Yes, I started with the Toyota Runx.
Now you've upgraded to Subaru Impreza.
Yes, yes.
How different are they?
They are very different cars. And to be honest with you, it took us 3 years to clinch the championship in the 2-wheel drive category.
Yeah, because I see this a whole list of you know, career highlights, top honors, and I can tell you, by finishing 5th, you should be going places. You'd believe.
We are actually happy that we managed to finish at that level. Training has also helped a lot. We have had fantastic trainings from Boldy. We have trained a lot with Onka, and we see how they do it. Tapio has also been around here, and we've been watching his clips, how he does it, and practicing more and more. And I think we are getting there. We are hoping that in the next few seasons, we'll be competing at that top level, and that's our ambition, really.
How do you combine that training? Because you have a navigator going through the pace notes and all that. How do you combine so that she can get her act right in reading the pace notes, and also you controlling the car?
2 aspects. Yes. Number 1 is practice. Practicing what you have learned. The other side of it is sitting with somebody else who knows more than you, or who knows better than you. Like I've sat with Boldy a couple of times, and you watch the way he's even driving. You actually enjoy the ride. You see,
you enjoy over
yes.
Speeds of over 150 or even 180.
I can tell you, it's so thrilling. And watching the car control, how he's taking his corners, because corners really make the difference in rallying. You actually get impressed at how he approaches, how he takes off, how he navigates it through. Then he also sits with the navigator, calling notes, improving on the notes, because let's say 2 different drivers, a particular corner, you'll call it a medium, I'll call it a fast. That really tells you...
So you've got to synchronize
yes.
the way you read it.
You have to synchronize that, and then you have to learn how to make it faster. So when you talk of notes improvement, is you sit down with somebody else who can drive faster than you or who can drive better than you. You learn how they take their notes and how they take their corners better, and that is what you practice. So that's basically what we've been doing.
So does it mean, Tuta, that you get under pressure? You are always under pressure to get the notes right, to read them right for the driver to be able to focus?
You definitely have to get the notes right, because you have to gain his confidence. For him to drive faster, he needs to believe in what you're calling. So if you make a mistake, he might start doubting. And there's no room for doubt in a fast car at the speeds that you've mentioned. There's really no room for doubt. So you have to get the notes right. Of course, once in a while, you'll maybe be a note behind or a note faster, and he tells you, I think you're a note ahead. So we have to be synchronized at all time. But I believe that when you get into the right rhythm, the notes just flow. When the notes flow, the drive flows as well, which is a kind of weekend we had with the safari. The 5th finish has been our best so far. Of course, we hope to move up. That's what we're looking forward to. But when you mentioned about the training, the sit time between the driver and the co-driver, the time we take to train together helps us with the synchronizing of the notes and the driving. So we've done that a lot, and we've become better. We were talking about it on the weekend, from where we've come from to the few roles we've had, and now to the clean driving that you're now experiencing. And we've put in work. Of course, God has also been on our side, and our sponsors, Menengai Cream, have also helped us with really going that far, the far we've gone, yes.
But just like in any workplace, of course, there will be a slip of the tongue or misinterpreting the notes. And how is it inside that cabin? Would you always tell off your co-driver or even tell off the driver the way he's taking a certain corner?
I think at the speeds we are currently running at, there is no time to tell off inside the car. The telling off, the correcting maybe comes afterwards, and maybe just to look back at where did we go wrong or what did we do wrong. But if you stop to call notes to tell off the driver, or he stops focusing on the route to tell you off, you'll actually have more to lose.
Like I can see from those images there, one of the cars, you know, sliding and, you know, rolling. But then the drivers get the control back and off they go. That should be Baldev?
Flash Tundo.
That's Flash Tundo?
Yes.
You talked about him as an amazing driver. Look at the way he takes those corners. You hold him in how?
Let me tell you, the top boys there, Baldev, Flash, Onka, Chate, all that whole group, they're fantastic drivers. And they're drivers to really look up to. They are very experienced. Most of them have rallied for the last 20 or so years, and they have actually been consistent. And as I mentioned earlier, most important is to learn how they do it. I watch a lot how they do it, especially for scientific inventions and manufacturing. It's the same thing. You need to learn how they do it.
But there's that chance that you'll get carried away. You want to fly like Boldy. You want to fly like Carl.
We have taught ourselves that first and foremost, we are still learners, and we are here to learn. And every time in life, you'll meet people who know better than you or who know less than you. And in our position, we have said we learn the most that we can from all the best and practice a lot. It's not a question of competing with Boldy or competing with Flash Tundo. No. It's a question of pacing yourself to what you can handle. If you overdo it, you'll definitely miss a point. The other point maybe I need to mention is that between the driver and the co-driver, you need to have some chemistry, some synchronization. Exactly. And you also need to have a lot of respect for each other. You're asking whether we shout at each other in the cockpit as we are driving. I can tell you 1 second makes the whole difference. We don't even have time to look outside, to look at the spectators, to look at animals crossing the road.
Maybe you want to enjoy, the way fans, you know, are praising the way you are taking those corners.
Let me tell you, the road comes too fast. It comes backwards too fast than you can imagine. You see an obstacle there 500 meters away. It's in a few seconds. It is there. So you need to be prepared. You need to be in the right gear. You need to have set your car properly so that you take that obstacle quickest and move forward to the next. So you really need to have that chemistry, that synchronization, and that's what she was talking about, seat time. You need to be confident with each other of what you are doing. The other thing is when you go out for recce. Recce is reconnaissance of the route before the main rally. You need to take it very seriously.
It's not just about driving.
No, it's not just about driving through. You go marking your obstacles and marking your road. knowing where which obstacle is coming, at what distance, what is the kind of terrain, how is the road,
like I could see
road
that
condition.
bridge, very narrow. And,
yes, that one you mark it as a narrow bridge and you mark it as a caution, depending on how it is, how it is on the ground. So that on the rally day, when you come, you are actually prepared for it and you know how to take it. The corner, like the corner Flash has taken it there, he's taken it so easy. But that also goes back to how he has done his notes. He knows the approach line, how to approach that corner and how to get out of it. So those are the things that when you go for recce, you take a little bit seriously, note your obstacles, note your lines, know where to place your car during the competition. And it's all about the fastest time through the stage.
Do you also take time to compare notes with the other co-drivers and see how is it that they do it and get it right?
At the beginning, when I was learning, of course, there was that trying to learn from each other. And I was lucky to initially sit with Victor Okundi, who was a co-driver. So he was patient with me because you need somebody, a patient teacher. But once we do our recce, it's very difficult to go and compare with a different co-driver because the way this driver sees the route might be different from the way somebody like Onka or Flash sees it and somebody else who might see it. So if I try to change my notes according to another driver's recce notes, it will cause confusion. The way he sees the route might not be the way another driver sees it. And I have to call the notes the way we saw it during recce. Yes.
This edition of the Safari Rally has come under a lot of limelight because Phineas Kimathi, the CEO of Safari Rally WRC project, has come out and told the world that we are trying to get Safari Rally back into the WRC calendar. When you are preparing for this rally, did that play in your mind and that you thought you wanted to do something special?
It has actually been a long journey for Phineas and the team. This preparation for WRC status, I think he started it 2 years ago. He's done a lot of shuttle diplomacy around the world. He's gone to government. He's pitched for support. And I think he's done a fantastic job so far. This safari, to be honest with you, I think it has a big difference. Because from the level of organization, the synchronization, the preparedness of a lot of things, it is there. We are getting there. For the first time, we found graded roads for a rally. And that is something to talk about. Some routes where we go through are very rough.
But I thought it should be rough so that it tests the power of that machine.
They are rough to an extent that it is even difficult for a four-wheel drive car to go through.
Oh, no.
Okay? You're going through ditches 2 feet deep. It is quite treacherous. But to keep the roads in a good condition, not really smooth. It's not smooth. When we are talking of grading, we are not saying that you went and smoothed
It's not the
like
smooth that I know,
No.
Yeah. But you must be itching, to test yourself against the world's best if ever we'll get the WRC status back by, say, 2020 or 2021. Yeah,
definitely. As a small child, I watched the WRC, so the thought of it coming back is exciting. I think, like you said, the preparations, the level of safety we saw this weekend, the marshals, the people who are involved.
Yes.
It was a large group. So I feel the preparations there's light. I saw that light. And
at the end of the tunnel,
at the end of the tunnel. And I'm very excited about it. I would love to be part of the WRC. Yeah, I'm not retiring until it comes back. So.
I'm sure same to you. You want to test yourself with the big boys.
Definitely, because again, when you have stiff competition, it also helps you improve. When you watch how they do it better than you do, you get to learn something new. And that is what we want at the end of the day. We want manufacturers to come here.
Exactly.
And to tell you the truth, I think getting WRC here should be a very big for all of us, as a nation and as a government. It is a big tourist attraction. you'll have more than 300,000 people coming in here at one go.
Is everyone getting that vibe? Is everyone feeling really that, yes, we can do it, we can get this status back?
Some people, yes. Some people, it has not yet sunk. But I think we need a little bit more sensitization for the different government institutions to realize this.
Exactly.
The Ministry of Tourism should actually be in this, at the center spot of this. The Ministry of Sports, I think they are doing a fantastic job. Yesterday, we saw the governor of Nakuru come to grace the event. I mean, it's serious for him to have a safari in his county. And we can see that level of seriousness coming in. The level of marshalling, there were a lot of, what are they called? Not GSU. A lot of marshals from the Kenya Police, from NYS. From NYS. There were so many, and it was very organized.
Commendable.
Yes.
And how did you just make it? Because I'm told it takes a lot of financial input to get to Safari Rally. How did you buy your car? Or
Number one, let me first introduce us properly.
Yeah.
We are Menengai Cream boy and girl. I am the boy, she's the girl. We are sponsored.
You are sponsored?
We are sponsored by Menengai Cream, Kenya's #1 bar soap. And they have really been behind us for the last 3 years, just given us a lot of support. Last year, we had a terrible season. We didn't manage to finish many events, but they were very patient with us. And with that kind of support, with that kind of encouragement, they have also been training with us and showing us 1, 2, 3 things here and there, and giving us even a platform to train. That has really helped us immensely. Rally is expensive, and when you have the kind of backing that we have, I think you have no reason not to get better.
And then you've got to take in Mike Gitonga, and then our anchor, because he's always craved, to participate in the rally. I don't know.
Mike, you're most welcome. I'll teach you a few tips now that I'm a little bit ahead of you.
I appreciate that. The only question I had in my mind as you are carrying on with the conversation is that mostly you'll find male drivers and female drivers are very different. And normally the quarrel that you'll find in most cars is that the females will be like toned down, slowed down. So I don't know how you manage the two of you.
I can tell you, this lady is a fantastic, fantastic navigator. As I mentioned earlier, she doesn't fear places where I think I need to be a little bit more cautious. She says, take it, take it.
And does she ever drive you?
No, she doesn't drive. She's a little bit shy to drive, but she can direct how to drive.
She should take on the challenge of
That's a good challenge.
Yeah.
That's a good challenge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Robin Toskin, and thank you also for joining us this morning and, letting us know how the rallying world is doing. I still remember with nostalgia how Safari Rally used to be. It used to be in April, just over Easter,
yes,
and would have all sorts of occasions around it. So I hope it can grow to that point where even children actually enjoy it and participate.
Yeah. There were a lot of spectators there this weekend. We saw a lot of children, a lot of people from all walks of life, old, young, including government officials were there. It was fantastic.
That's good.
Well, that can only be a good thing for the rallying world and for the sport. Thank you for joining us this morning. Well, this is where we wind up. It's now just about, getting close to 10 minutes to 9 o'clock, and it's time for us to say goodbye from the Morning Express crew and wish you all a fantastic day. However, do stay with us right here on KTN News. We've got News Center that's starting in just a bit. From us, we wish you a good day. God bless you.